How y'all doing today? Hey, I just wanted to, been out here at my garden today and, I was looking over some things and I wanted to show y'all something that I think's really cool. I don't know if you've ever heard of a North Georgia candy roaster, but it's just some things that I grow. I love to make pies with them. You can do lots of other things with them, but I want to show them to you today. And but first, I was thinking about the scripture in 1 Corinthians chapter 3 where Paul's talking and he says, I've planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. This is just one of my gardens I have. I have this one smaller garden here. I have a bigger garden down there, and then I got about 10 raised beds. It's just something I enjoy doing. But, I was thinking about that. We can plant anything we want. We can do these things, but we got to have our faith in God that God will bless our garden. I pray for my gardens every year. A lot of people might think it's dumb to pray for your gardens every year, but I think it's very important. I do so because I know no matter what I do, I want God to give that increase. Just as Paul's talking about in 1 Corinthians, he knows that him and Apollos can go minister to people, but boy, God can give the increase to touch lives. And, let us do our part, let us do the work, and let God change lives. But it's up to us to do the work. But I got thinking about that scripture today and as I was out here in this garden. But I wanted to show you, hey, watch out. I don't know if that was a hummingbird or snake doctor just flew by my head, but I don't know if it's on camera or not, but something just flew by. Maybe it was Tinkerbell, I don't know. But I forgot. I got to explain myself. If you don't know what a snake doctor is, that's what most people call a dragonfly, but my family called them snake doctors when I was growing up. But anyway, I don't know why. Maybe it's an Appalachian thing, Southern thing, I don't know. I guess not, because when I went to school and said something one time as a kid, everybody was like, what are you talking about? The dragonfly, that's what I was talking about. But anyway, if I don't lose, nothing flying hit me between the eyes here. What I want to do today is show you this North Georgia candy roaster. I'm fixing to harvest one right here that I've got growing. Got plenty of them growing here. Now you might look and say, man, you got too much in that one garden. But you know what? If you look out here, there's a lot of stuff growing. Because what I learned on social media, people's always going to tell you how you done wrong. If I want to hear I've done wrong, I'll go talk to my wife and let her tell me. At least she's got the right to tell me I'm doing something wrong. It's what I tell her all the time. I said, you're like a mix between two hunting dogs, a pointer and a setter. You like to sit there and point out what I should have done, how I should have done it. But, I don't care what people say. People look and say, oh, that stuff's too close together. But everywhere you look, God has blessed me with something growing. So I just want to show you this Now, the thing about these North Georgia candy roasters, they are native to here in the southern Appalachian Mountains. The Cherokee people used to grow them, and I know your great-great-grandma was a Cherokee princess. I know. I do genealogy, and I help many people with genealogy. Everyone tells me that. It's not really true 99% of the time, but, well, even if they say the princess, it's never true, but the Cherokee people grew these. They are native to our area. That's why I like to grow them. Anything that's native here, I really like to grow and keep the traditions alive. But what I want to do with this one today, I'm probably going to take it in there and make a pie. I've never tried to film inside my house. It's kind of dark in our house because Brandy is an x-ray tech, and for some reason she likes to be in dark all the time. I guess she works in dim rooms all the time at work in the hospital, and here I am with stigmatism. I can't see nothing. So, but that's what my plan is. If I can go in the house and harvest this, go in the house and make a pie, and I'll try to show it to you. But they do make really great pies. Depends on how you want to do it. You can cut them up. You can cook them in the oven, put cinnamon, brown sugar on them, butter, cook them that way. Just many different ways you can do with these North Georgia candy roasters. But like I said, today I'm going to take one and try to make a pie. And this here's what they look like. I've grown a little bit bigger, but this one it looks a little bit green on the bottom where it was laying, but this one is ready. It's ready to make a pie, so let's see if we can get that done. All right, now it's time for us. We're going to try to make a puree. Hope I'm saying it right. But we're gonna try to make that puree. Hope y'all can see me in here. Like I said, it's kind of dark in here for my eyes anyway. But yes, we have a lot of tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchini and everything else this year. God's really blessed us. That's what you see on the counter there. We make really good friends because we're always giving people vegetables this time of year. But what I'm going to do, first off, I'm going to start by cutting this in half. You can do it one of two ways. You can cut it in half this way and then split it down the middle on the two ways and make 4/4 out of it. Then we'll scoop the seeds out and we'll put it in a lightly greased baking sheet in the oven for probably, well, I wrote down what I usually try to do, about 30 to 45 minutes, give or take, on about 375. What you want to do is get it, you'll feel, and you'll face it down, and the skin will be really soft. You touch with a fork, it should be getting really soft. So that way when you take it out, let it go, you flip it over and take a spoon and scoop all the inside out, which should really work. And that's how you start, and then we'll blend up to make the puree. So let's get that started. So as you can see, what this looks like, this one's a little bit green on the inside, a little bit greener than I normally like it, but we made one like this the other day, turned out just fine. And if you make puree and you have more than for just one pie, you can freeze it, put it in the refrigerator for a little while if you want to make another. But if I was going to freeze it, what I'll do is whatever puree's left, because I only have one pie crust, or enough to make one pie crust, I would probably put it in probably a gallon freezer bag, probably press the air out and put it in the freezer if I have to do that. So that would be my plan, if I have more than I need. But so now that I got that done, like I said, I'm just gonna take a spoon and scoop the seeds out. It's not really very difficult. They come out pretty good. Not as bad as some other kind of that you make stuff with. All right, so now when I get that done, I got me a baking sheet here, put a little foil on it. A lot easier to clean up. I'll grease it just a little bit with a little olive oil just to rub in. Hopefully, that way it don't get stuck. Like I said, now I'm going to put them in the oven. About 375 for maybe 30 to 45 minutes, give or take. Depends on how big this is, how hot, or what size your oven is. Ours is a smaller oven, so it gets really hot inside there. All right, so we've taken our candy roaster out of the oven, getting ready to make the puree. Done let it cool down a little bit. I flipped them over. If you remember, I put them in upside down, so they're face down. Flipped them over. And so all you have to do is just scrape it all out. It's really tender. It's not hard to do. Got everything made up here, ready to go into the oven. I did have a good bit of the puree left over. I'm going to freeze it. But I went ahead and mixed everything together. So what I did, I'm not very good at writing down recipes, but I did write this down. 2 cups of puree. What I put in here, a half a cup of sugar, and I used a 1/4 cup brown sugar, 1/4 cup of white sugar. I love the brown sugar taste. 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of flour, half a cup of evaporated milk, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And I also added some pumpkin spice just because I really love pumpkin spice flavor. So I added that to give it a little bit more flavor when the pie's done. So I did do those things. And then whatever crust you like, I got this crust. This is just like a rollout crust. You put in here, I put it in this pan, pressed it down. That's what I'm going to use. And how long you bake it in the oven probably has a lot to do with also what kind of crust you use. This crust here, with this, I'm going to pour it in here and put it in the oven. I'm going to probably check it about 30 minutes in, 25, 30 minutes in, but it could be anywhere from that to 45 minutes in the oven. We'll just see till I put a fork or a toothpick or a knife or something in it and pull it out clean. But really, that's all we got left. And well, let's see how it turns out. Finished up with this North Georgia candy roaster pie. I would encourage you to try to grow something like that if you garden. Try to grow these North Georgia candy roasters. They grow really well, grow easily. Very versatile on things you can do with them. So give them a try. Like I said, they're native to the southern Appalachian Mountains here. The Cherokee Indians used to grow them. So, you know, I really enjoy growing native things to the area I live in here in North Georgia, where I live, and the southern Appalachian Mountains. And just remember what we had talked about in the book of 1 Corinthians, the very beginning, where Paul planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. Let God give that increase in our lives. Let's go out and be a witness and minister to other people and try to help. Let's see how she turned out. The crust broke a little bit, but that's Brandy's piece anyway, you know. But turned out really well, I think. I ain't about to eat on camera. Yeah, it's just kind of weird to me, but I'm not going to do it. But give them a try. Maybe you can make these pies. Give these pies a try. God bless you.